Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another new video on the channel. Today, we're talking about episode 99 for Boruto, and it kind of just clicked in my head earlier before I actually started recording. I can't believe that we're actually almost at 100 episodes for Boruto, and I don't know, it's just really surprising. I didn't think. I kind of forgot that we were getting closer and closer to 100 episodes for this anime, but it's whatever. People like it. People don't really like it all that much, and that's entirely your opinion. And if your opinion hasn't changed over the course of the 100 episodes, then it's whatever. But today we're talking about episode 99, and I wasn't sure what I was going to be getting into when I first started watching this episode. I was like, okay, so they're gonna continue where they left off last time. So Jugo is in his curse mark transformation. He's about to fuck up Sarada and Boruto. They're about to die in a forest, but no, the episode actually, after the opening, gives us a really well animated and good choreography boss fight. I'm thinking about Persona. It gives us a really well choreographed and animated fight between Konohamaru and Jugo, and I was not expecting that at all. I was not expecting the fight to look as good as it was, look as good as it did, and I wasn't expecting it to be as exciting as it was. I wasn't expecting it to be. I just wasn't expecting it. It really surprised me. If there was like anything I can really say that's like super good about the episode, is definitely the first fight of the episode with Konohamaru versus Jugo. It's pretty badass considering that it's only like very, very short, and I say very, very short because the fight lasts for like a minute and a half, like tops, and uh, Konohamaru gets a lot of his chakra absorbed out of him from Jugo when his curse mark transformation, I guess, and so now Konohamaru is bedridden. And part of me was a little bit upset about that because I was like, why? Like, why? Like, why did they have to do that? I understand that the arc is kind of trying to put a focus on Boruto because Boruto was actually really well written in this episode, and I think this is probably one of the best that he's. This is one of the best episodes that he's been, written. This is one of his best well written episodes. That's what I'm trying to say, and they had to get Konohamaru out of there for reasons that are gonna happen later on in this little arc, but. Regardless, Konohamaru, he had a really good fight in the beginning of the episode, so I can't really say too much other than that. And that's really one thing that I just want to say that it was really good. And if we can get more consistent fights like this later on, that would be really, really cool. And if we can continue getting, well-written episodes like this consistently, that would be really, really cool as well. But after the fight and after Konohamaru is basically just put into recuperation and some stuff happens with Jugo and he's, taking the curse mark away from, the birds in the area. Apparently they're an extinct species or whatever. Konohamaru is basically resting up. Not Konohamaru, Jugo is now trying to just do what he was planning on doing once he got there, which is getting rid of the curse mark that had been implemented onto these extinct species of birds, or geese rather. And it's not coming from him. It's not coming from him like I thought it was for some reason. And kind of like how Boruto in the episode, I assumed that he was going to be the antagonist of the arc in some way, but he's actually not. And Boruto thought the same way. He thought that he was the reason why these birds have been getting the curse mark. And Boruto has a really good, well-written character arc, and even just in this episode by itself, where he realizes that he misjudged someone, and he feels bad for killing one of the birds that are an extinct species, like I said. So he kind of has a little character arc in this episode, and it was done really well. It was written very well, and I'm really glad that the writing has been consistent over the course of these last two episodes. Last week's episode and this week's episode was really good. But then the episode just kind of becomes a whole drag. The episode just starts becoming a drag because the rest of the episode is basically Jugo taking the curse mark from the birds. He starts going crazy. He goes into this curse mark transformation, but they don't fight him. He has a specific place in the forest where he goes there, and he's like sealed up, but not really. But he goes there because that way he won't be able to escape whenever he goes into his curse mark transformation, which was, of course, the best scenario possible. And it just becomes this repetitiveness thing where he's about to go into his curse mark, he runs away to his little hidey hole. Boruto's like, I need to help out. And Jugo's like, no, go away. I don't want to kill you. And then the episode just continues on from there, and then it ends. But no, seriously, like then it gets to a part of the episode where these scientist guys from the Land of River that are nearby where the location that Boruto and the others are doing their mission. Obviously, these guys are going to be the antagonists of the episode because Boruto's like, oh yeah, no, we only just started our investigation. We don't know nothing, but obviously they know a lot more than what these guys know. So not only do we have that, but also later or earlier in the episode, Konohamaru told Team 15, Sumire, and the others to go to, Konoha to tell them that, there's some, crazy stuff going on over in the place that they told them where to go, and they need some backup, yada yada. And then there are these two random characters. We have no idea who they are. I have no idea what their names are, but they have collars wrapped around them. And whenever they click a button on the collar, they get artificial curse marks, it looks like. And I say artificial curse marks because it doesn't seem like they can actually, control it in the sense that it's not like a natural mark on their body. Kind of like how Sasuke had the curse mark in part one, and he was able to, control it by the end of part one and then into Shippuden and stuff like that. No, they have to turn on or like press something on like this collar that they wear in order to be able to actually activate the curse mark whatsoever. But the reason why I am sort of kind of wanting to enjoy these characters is because finally we can have character development for Team 15 with Sumire and Wasabi and because the reason why that particular group of characters was never written very well was because they were never really put in a scenario where there's a scaled up opponent where they were going against to where they could have a good character moment, a good character arc. But that again, that never happened. But now that finally happened in the episode, even though we don't really see them fight, we don't see them fight whatsoever. They kind of get into a little bit of a scuffle. The two random people activate their curse mark BS, and then it just cuts away to black, and then the episode ends with the Land of River like scientist guy. He's like, oh, I gotta do investigation on Juga because blah blah blah, right? And then yeah, the episode ends. I'm not really sure like what the previews are trying to entail of what's gonna happen next week. It doesn't really show anything of interest, so I'm just kind of like, oh, okay, I guess we're going back to inconsistency. I I really hope not, because that would be really really bad, and because we're getting into consistent pace, dude. We're getting into a consistent pace with last week's episode being really well, done really well, and then this episode was actually at least tolerable and done really well as well. Besides for like the whole repetitiveness that happened in the episode, but regardless, it was still enjoyable to watch. I wasn't bored watching it. I was still invested into what was going on, and I just want us to stay into this consistency. I just want us to keep. I want to keep this consistency. I want to keep it going. I don't want to, go back to its old habits. If it does, a lot of people are going to be severely disappointed. So yeah, that's pretty much the entirety of the episode. I don't really have anything else to add on top of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video here. I do apologize if I sound a little bit out of it because I am exhausted. I guess I didn't really sleep too well, and I was up all night playing Persona 5. Again, I was doing my playthrough for Persona 5, so I'm completely out of it. But like I mentioned before in my last video, there's a couple videos that I actually want to make, and judging by how I'm acting in the video, maybe that'll be soon. Hopefully it's soon. If I decide to start recording after I'm done recording this video, maybe that's going to be a thing that's going to happen. But regardless, we're just going to have to wait and see until that happens. But anyways, that's the end of the video. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like. And if you are new, subscribe for more content just like this in the future. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a wonderful day. I'm out. Peace.